great position. Pay through. Go ahead.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
ride that horse, see?
That thing weighs about 80 pounds.
Am I too big to ride it? Am I too big to ride it?
We do got it on the screen up there too. But
She just looks at me.
what?
Talk to Jesse.
That's good. I'm glad he's doing better.
What happened? We didn't know it.
All right. Am I on there? Okay.
You're on.
I'm on. Some people said I was off. All right. We're back to do the same thing over again. We're going to keep doing this till you get it right. Or till I get it right. All right, I'm going to read to you some of our emails. They come from all over the world. And I got an email from Tony Brown in England. And he writes, Jim, we are told that babies have no sin. And Psalms 51 has got me confused. It says, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. It doesn't say that David was in sin. It said his mother was in sin. Some believe that David's mother may have had an affair because David was not a big, tall, strapping man like his brother Eliab. Eliab was tall and strong and one of the foremost men in Saul's armies. David was ruddy-faced. That means red-faced. So some believe he may have had red hair and freckles, and he didn't look like Gregory Peck in that old movie at all. So we don't know exactly if his mother was in sin or what, but it doesn't say David was a sinner. It doesn't say he was conceived in sin. The conceiving was what his mother was doing. And babies don't sin. You have to know right from wrong to be a sinner. You have to be unto him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Babies have to know if they're going to sin what God's law is. Paul said, I had not known sin except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. He said, I was alive outside the law once. That had to be when he was a baby. So we don't believe babies sin. I don't know what age you have to be a sinner. I don't think anybody knows that. It's when you come to the realization that you're doing wrong in the eyes of God. I knew I was a sinner at 6 and 7 years old. That's when I was crying out to God in prayer. But don't believe babies sin. Why would God send a 6-week-old baby to hell? Even John Calvin, the Calvinists, most of them believe babies sin and go to hell. John Calvin did not believe that. John Calvin said, and I'm quoting Augustus Strong, not the Strong's Concordance, but Augustus Strong says that babies are snatched from their mother's breast to be cast into hell is a doctrine to be universally detested. That was Calvin's words. Besides that, you don't call something by somebody's name till the guy's dead. So there were no Calvinists when John Calvin was here. They started after he died. Then Michelle Holland in Illinois writes, Hi, Jim and Mary and our church family. I so enjoyed the MP3s I receive every couple of months. My CD player in the car constantly plays your messages over and over, so I can eventually understand. It's awesome to hear it over and over. It finally clicks. Love your work, and I drop a nugget wherever I can to let others know there's truth and there's lies. Take care, and I love you. Michelle Holland in Illinois. Thank you. We love you, Michelle. Then Terry in Texas writes to us. Can you please tell Jim that he's the only preacher that I have respect for? I'm a recovering independent Baptist. Church of Christ, among others. I've come close to being a Mormon, but God really intervened in my life and opened my eyes to the utter heresy the LDS Church is. Right now I'm going through every single video I can watch with my KJV Bible. I have to say that I can't find any contradictions between your teachings and the Bible. I'd already discarded the pre-trib rapture theory years ago because I couldn't find one single verse that supported or even suggested that Christ's return will be in 2 stages, separated by a 7-year tribulation. Terry in Texas. Terry, we love you, brother. Keep on. I guess it's a brother. I don't know what T-E-R-R-Y is. Do you? Maybe T-E-R-R-I is female. But we love you, Terry. And Steve Johnson writes to us. Oh, there you are. I got to tell you what Steve said. Since I don't always get to speak to you guys very much, I want you to know that finding you has and is changing me in so many ways. I'm learning so much, either through the sermons or through the books that are recommended on the website. Buy these books if you can. They're treasures, especially the McClintock and Strong, but you can't hardly find them. If you find a set, they're very high until they start printing them again. If you get a set for $450, that's cheap. Real cheap. But that's 12 volumes. All I need is more time to study. Thank you, Steve Johnson. Thank you, Steve. We need to hear that. Then I got YouTube comments. These people, most of them don't like me at all. I think a lot of them are funny. Let me read this. Marvin Hessler on we do not believe in a millennium or pre-trib rapture. Dude, I am not calling you brother because you are a rank heretic of the worst kind. I bet you don't even know what heretic means. It's the word heretikos. Heretikos, it comes from heresis, H-A-I-R-E-S-I-S. And anytime you find the word sect, S-E-C-T, the sect of the Pharisees, the sect of the Sadducees, it means one who sets up a border or a boundary line. That's the same thing as denomination, de-nomos. It means to set off a law. Well, if you go beyond the border in those churches, they'll crucify you. So the Bible does not mean what it says. Christ ruled and reigned with them for 1,000 years. I'm not going to explain that to you. You got to go back and watch my DVDs. It's men like you that people turn away from the truth. You are the blind leading the blind. That's really funny, Mr. Blind Man. When Christ puts one foot on the land and the other on the sea, at the signing of the 7th trumpet, and then he says, time will be no more. And you're at the end of time. There ain't no 1,000 years after that. I don't know why all these Baptists can't see that.
God blinded their eyes.
He really has. Time is no more. The last trumpet sounds. We're going to be changed at the last trump at the end of time. It's like 2 plus 2 is 4. Can you understand that? No, I think it's 22. Well, I don't know what to say to them. Here's another one. Doctrines of devils departing from the faith. False teachers, teaching liars, Joel Osteen, Joyce Myers, and so forth. Regarding Joyce Myers, I don't want to regard her at all. These people who find fault with Christians, I don't believe she's a Christian, don't realize they are defying God to his face, criticizing his followers. She's not a follower of God. If she was, she'd obey God. She'd teach predestination.
Well, she wouldn't be teaching at all.
Yeah, she wouldn't be. Yeah, that's right. He plainly says, judge not. No, he doesn't. When you start a sentence with a verb in Matthew 7:1, judge is a verb. There's an understood subject. It's always you judge not. Judge is the word krino, means to decide guilt or innocent. God has already decided who's going to be guilty and innocent. And he said in John 7:24, look not at the outward appearance, but judge righteous judgment. You missed that one, didn't you? People are always saying, judge not. Don't run down nobody that's lying through their teeth. How much plainer can it be? I don't know. You don't understand that. No matter what these critics profess, they are not children of God. No, she's not a child of God. Maybe you may not be. I've been listening to Joyce for many years, and I have never heard her say anything that made me think something's wrong with her words. You're deaf as you can be. Any of you who jump on the bandwagon with these self-appointed critics, that's funny to me, of Christians will suffer the same thing God has in store for them, and it won't be pretty. Isn't that funny?
You're in trouble.
Ignore any of these critics. Ignore any of these critics you see on YouTube. Don't even give a minute of your time by reading what they say. Their father is Satan. They're acting by his command. Gosh. Boy, if it was as strong as you say, I'd be in trouble, wouldn't I? And then I got here one on the man of the Gadarenes. I preached on that, comparing Matthew and Luke's account. What a load of hogwash. Demons tempt people. Wait a minute. When a man is tempted, he's drawn away of his own lust and enticed. It's self. Most times when people are vulnerable, they can do so through other people. For example, a drug addict offering drugs to his friend. That's not the problem. The problem is the flesh. And if a friend yields to his invitation, demon of addiction, there's no such thing as addiction. It's just lust of the flesh. Can jump in and continue to influence and then control the host. The host. Self is, which is our flesh, is different from demons. I don't need to read any more of this. You are so ignorant. Then here's another one. Diane Mottram writes on the spirits in prison, all men. Thank you so very much. I realize that so many churches are in deep spirit of deception and can't learn the biblical teaching through their corrupt nonsense. Thank you. I was searching for true meaning of the book of Daniel. Couldn't find any truth in any sources. I plan on studying the Bible the rest of my life and credit you for true understanding. Thank you for your search in the spirit of truth. I feel blessed for your teachings. I'm in Florida. I get you via YouTube. I'll read maybe one more of these. Diane McKay. Thank you, Jim. This is on how to study the Bible. This is an excellent message. I especially gained new understanding from your exposition of Isaiah 58. I thank God daily for your steadfast commitment to his word. I have reaped the benefit of it for many, many years. Agape and Flail, Diana Smith McKay. Thank you, Diana. We love you. Read Ashavin Lucas commented on Sons of God and Daughters of Men. You have failed to convince because there are verses like Job 1, 6 through 7. I'm not going to read this. You're just full of baloney. Karen Hansen. Demons, gods of the ancient world, Hercules, Venus, preached on that. Fallen angels are not the same as demons. Thank you. That'll be enough reading. All right. Now, for the announcements, we're on TV all over the country, somewhere in the neighborhood of 375 to 400 towns and cities. We're on 76 markets, I believe it is. Well, it gets to all of the suburbs of these towns like Chicago and Los Angeles and Nashville and so forth. Let me get my Bible here. And we're on Nashville TV Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8:30 on Comcast at Channel 49. And watch us on there if you can, and that'll help you. We help our poor people. We got some really devastated poor, and we send them money every month. Some we send special offerings to. They're having a lot of problems, and but if you want to contribute to these needy people, you just make your check to Grace and Truth and put needy on the bottom of the check. We've got all these other bills as well. Takes about $37,000 a month to keep this ministry going. That's all the TV, the free DVDs, the lights, the rent, everything else. So we appreciate everything you do. And our picnic this next year will be May the 16th. Can't forget that. May the 16th. And that'll be 2020. So just come and join us and bring your covered dish. I don't mean your wife with a sheet over either. All right. Well, let's go to the Lord in prayer. And as we pray, Glenn, would you pray for us?
Thank you, Father, for allowing us to be here today. And thank you for your perfect will. And you already know what we need before we ask. So we ask that you just help us bow to your will. And, fight our battles and pray for the message today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I didn't know about Jesse at all. And other people might know.
Yeah, Jesse had a heart surgery, I don't know, here just a few days ago, but he's doing good. And if you want to contact him, I guess you can. Is he at home yet?
No, he's still at the hospital.
He's still in the hospital.
Maybe Wednesday, I think.
He's in the VA hospital, isn't he? VA hospital, Nashville. So I wanted y'all to know we love Jesse. He does a lot of work around here. Does everybody have one of these papers?